Thank you very much, and here we go with what is going to prove to be yet another great Counter-Strike game here in the IEM, joined by DSN. Thank you very much for coming along. Talk us through your experience thus far of the Intel Extreme Masters.
It's been a really great tournament so far. Everything's worked out smoothly, and well, it's a great tournament, basically.
Let me pick your brain first on that big logo on your chest, the Fnatic team. How would you rate your performance over the past few days?
Well, we had some good games and some bad games as always, but we're a new team. Fourth place isn't that bad, so I guess we're satisfied anyway.
Fourth place in the Continental Finals. Can you improve upon that in the World Finals?
I hope so. We learned some things playing matches in the European Finals, and hopefully we can take that experience into the Global Finals.
Now, I just read with you on the front of Rakaka that Khan has said that Get Right is the best in the world. Talk us through that statement.
Well, that's what he's saying, but I mean, Get Right is definitely one of the best players in the world, that's for sure. Yeah, you have to play with him to realize it, but he's superb.
Right, let's look forward to this game. It is, of course, Attacks versus MYM. It's the right to face MTW in the grand finals, and both teams have got a reason to do so. First of all, it is Attacks who will be the first on the stage. First up for them, it is Roman R, who has been a real machine this weekend, wouldn't you say?
Really experienced player, played for ages. So.
Second up, it is none other than Pan, who's had a great few clutch moments throughout this weekend and has got a big smile on his face as a result of that. Third, it is Aprox, who was AWPing with some intent earlier on today. And then next up, it is Moon, who also picked up that AWP. You can see an interview with Moon and Carmack on the ESL TV website. Make sure you check that out. Interesting points from him. And last but most certainly not least, returning to the Attacks lineup, it is Roman, with a fan base as well. DSN, this alternate side have surprised everyone, including yourself.
Yeah, they played really unexpectedly good this tournament, having some tight games they won, so they can win this game for sure.
What's the secret? What are they doing that perhaps they weren't doing a few months ago?
They brought Roman into the team. He's a really good player, and that probably gained a lot of confidence for the team.
All right, let's have a look at their opponents. It is Meet Your Makers. Coming up first for them, it is, of course, the ever-present Kuban. This MYM side, a lot of talented individuals, wouldn't you say?
In the Polish team? Yeah, the Polish team, more based on skill than team play, I think. Alternate Attacks is a more team play-based team, so really good individual players in Meet Your Makers.
That was Taz you just saw go by. Next up, it is, of course, Lord B. Doesn't look too happy on the stage. Couldn't buy a smile. Here we go. The fourth man up, it is, of course, Luke, who was playing as Jesus the other day. Some may say he's got equally as good skills as the religious prophet. Last but not least, it is the man who can, well, change the game in a blink of an eye, Neo. But he's been quiet these past few days. What's wrong with Neo?
I don't think there's anything wrong with Neo. I think he will show his true potential in this game, now when the stakes are high.
Okay, we're going to take ourselves a very quick break, but when we come back, we've got interviews with the team managers with Joe Miller.
Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Continental Finals of Europe. We're about to have the consolation final in Counter-Strike 1.6. And joining me is Sig from Alternate and Twice from Meet Your Makers. First of all, Twice, you lost yesterday to MTW rather badly. I mean, 15-0 the first half. How did that feel for you and your team?
Well, of course, it never feels good losing, but I think we shook it off when we get home and started fresh today.
Does it make it hard, the fact that you've not played at all yet today, that you're kind of coming into this cold almost? Oh, you actually played Fnatic today.
We did play.
Yeah, you did already play Fnatic. Let's talk about that then. Let's move it on. How did that go against Fnatic? We were kind of following the scores while we were watching the other game. Was it a comfortable victory?
Yeah, I think it was. We got the chance to redeem ourselves on train from yesterday. We felt after the game yesterday that we still have a pretty good CT side, a very good CT side, but we didn't get the chance to prove it yesterday. I felt we got the chance today and we proved it very well.
And kind of moving on, if you win this game, how are you going to change things around going into a game versus MTW?
Well, I don't think we're going to change anything around. The next game will be a new game, and in every game everything can happen. So I think it's not a matter of preparing differently. It's just a matter of getting the details on our side next time.
And you've already played alternate already once in this tournament. How did that go? And are you confident going into this game, most of all?
Yeah, we already played them on Inferno as well, in fact, and it became a pretty tight game. We played 16-14, and it was a very, very intense game. Of course, we have the confidence coming out as winners of that game, but I hope and trust it's going to be just an exciting game we're going to see here.
And Sig, on that kind of subject, you're playing Inferno. Do you feel that you can beat MYM on Inferno today?
Yeah, sure. Otherwise, we would have deleted that map. So that's no doubt about that. We feel pretty confident on Inferno. Our performance versus MTW wasn't that bad as the result seems to be. So there was quite close rounds, and yeah, well, the players choose that Inferno will be good for us.
And how did you and your team feel after that defeat to MTW? Because as you said, there were some really close rounds in there, and a lot of them could have gone a different way, and that scoreline may have been a little bit different.
Well, MTW is like, they play so perfect. It's very, very hard to get them making mistakes and to win rounds versus them. You have to fight for each round. There's no easy round. And if you make mistakes, then there is AVE or Sonic that takes out 3 guys in a row, and you lose the round. So we had an advantage in a few rounds when we take the first kill, but we lost the round due to the fact that every MTW player is able to take out 3 guys in a row, and yeah, that was what happened.
And you don't think that'll happen against MYM?
No, I think when we will take out, we will try to take out Neo and Taz, and then we might get a chance to get an easy round there.
And how are you feeling your kind of confidence levels coming into this one? You lost earlier on, you were knocked down into the low brackets of this game. How confident are the guys going into this match?
Well, we are very confident because we already won in this tournament. It's like we never expected us to be in the lower bracket finals. So as I said, we already won, and we can just start fresh and play confident, and then we will win again.
Well, obviously you're in the top 3 now, guaranteed, with the option to go even higher than that. As you said, you kind of feel like you've already won this tournament in a way. Do you feel like the pressure's off you now in this game, that you're playing without the pressure? You're already the top team in Germany in this position. You're already qualified for the global finals, and you've got that top 3 spot.
Well, there was no real pressure because nobody except us didn't expect anything from us. So we keep the first match versus SK was the important match here. It was like the ignition for takeoff for us, and every other match was like an additional win for us.
Okay, guys, I won't keep you too much longer because I know both your teams are ready to go, so good luck for the game. We're going to hand it back over to Tosspot and DSN, who are going to bring you all the action from MYM versus Alternate.
Thank you very much, Joe. This, a $16,000 match. Third place for 6,000, second place, and the winner of this one guaranteed a minimum of 10 going into that finals against MTW. We've got a fantastic crowd for this one, and guys, in a minute, I'm going to ask you to cheer for who you think is going to win this one. But DSN, first of all, who do you think is going to take this game?
They already played Inferno once this tournament. MYM came out 16-14, really close match. It's hard to say. Atex plays, or Alternate plays, a kind of unorthodox style with 2 AWPs as CT. So, I mean, if MYM is used to that now, I think they will win. Otherwise, it will be an open game.
And just quickly, here on the main stage, we've seen Inferno in probably 99% of the matches. What's the reason behind that?
I have no idea. I guess every team feels they're confident and better than the other team on Inferno. Inferno is an open map. You can have a good T side as well as CT side. So I guess that's why.
All right, guys out there in the crowd, I want to hear you. Are you cheering for MYM? No. All right, you're cheering for the German side alternate. I think you guys can do better than that. Come on, put your hands together. They need to hear you scream on that stage. DSN, what does it mean to you to have guys in your back screaming and cheering? Does it make a difference?
It actually does make a difference, and for alternate to be on home ground must feel great because they have a great German audience here that can support them, and that can make the difference in this game.
You hear that, guys? You can cheer alternate on to victory, so make sure you find those vocal cords. Now, DSN alternate there in the huddle, both sides in the huddle. This has become a bit of a trademark from most teams before the matches when they go up on stage. What will they be saying right now?
They will be pepping each other, I think. I already think they have their tactics clear in their heads, what they're going to do. They probably talked about that before, but they're just pepping each other up and making themselves ready for the game.
How much can a good team talk change the opening few rounds for you?
Well, it depends. I think Meteor Makers is a momentum team, so a good talk can definitely change everything for them.
And we've seen a few times here in ESL that twice the manager has either called a pause in a match or just made them stop, stand back and make changes. How important is the role of that man behind you?
Really important if he understands the game. I think Twice understands the game and understands the individuals in his team. So, yeah, he has an important role in this for sure.
Alternative made their choice and they are sat back down. They've had their cheer. Still MYM getting each other together, getting each other in the zone for this one. And making sure that each and every one of those players is on the same wavelength. Looking forward to this one kicking off in just a moment. There's the camera looking upwards. You can see Luke there. Looks as he somewhat always does, like he can just stroll in sometimes and change the face of a game. Who other than Neo on that MYM side can deliver match-changing scenarios for them?
Well, Luke has been playing great this tournament, I think, and I mean, they're all really good players. So Neo is obviously the superstar for MYM, but the other guys are really good as well. So I think it will be a team effort if they manage to win.
All right, well, it looks like we're going to get this one started on the pistol round in just a moment. MYM versus Alternate for the right to face MTW in the grand final. And they were both saying how well they felt the Danes had been playing in this one. What are your thoughts on them? Are they, a few people are starting to compare them to the SK of 03. Is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing superb right now. I don't think it matters that much which team they face in the final. I think they will win anyway because that's just how good they're playing right now. They're on another level.
Well, here we go. We're going to find out who's going to get into that. It's the loser bracket final. Loser takes third place. Fnatic have already taken fourth, and the winner gets a shot at MTW. We are live and underway with Neo, who will edge his way through. Sat back as MTW are cagily not showing anything to the alternate side. They've gone looking. There's one up on the Bird's Nest, and Pan will fire off a reaction shot down there. Does nothing. And MYM have spaced themselves out again. Slow but steady. This perhaps, if you watched MYM's game on Train yesterday against MTW, was the one thing they didn't do. Every round was so quick, and it was over so quick. Just not in their favor. And they need to make sure that they're making the most of the time available to them. Something that the Germans certainly can be proud to say that they've done during this tournament. They've utilized the time on the clock and rotated and counter-rotated several times, almost Mouseport style. But here we go. MYM ready to make their push out from the office. Lovely frag comes in from Luke, dropping Romanar as MYM now will dart back. It's Luke to push through. Taz lines himself up the frag onto Pan. Very good opening from MYM here as they take control of that covered site. Roman finds himself down in the second pit, not going to go anywhere. 3 frags up are MYM without reply from Alternate. Perhaps it's a Prox that can answer back, but he's got a lot of work if he wants to take this one. He has one teammate also left standing. It was Moon, and it was a Prox, and it is 5 unanswered frags from MYM. And that's the start the doctor ordered.
Really good, well executed round from MYM. Pan was a bit unlucky to get flashed by the flashbang out of the house, but basically with the positions Alternate had, there was nothing they could do. First guy headshotted instantly, probably blind, so they've done their homework, MYM that is.
MYM now kick themselves off here in the second round. They have guns, their opponents don't. As Alternate will look to do this as much damage as they can. Talk us through this round, because 99% of the time the CTs without weapons will lose this one. What is the best you can hope for?
Well, the best you can look for is some frags to hurt the opponent's economy, and the way to do that is usually to go on the same place, to take a chance in the site, like they're doing now. MYM is looking to play slow because they know that the opponents have to take a chance, so they're just moving slow, trying to peek out, getting as much information as they can.
Well, if MYM could see what we could see, they'd know that Alternate have done exactly what DSN suggested there. They have stacked up on one side. MYM now beginning to take flight as they push underneath the camouflage netting. Their way through. One shot comes in from under the spawn arch. Kuban duly delivers a headshot onto a Roman as MYM open up the fragging on this round. But no sign of the other 4 Alternate players who have darted back down as the bomb goes in. Will make their way up the stairwell and now across the balcony, going to race their way down the right-hand side, clearly with the intent of getting as close to that bomb site as they possibly can get. They've got themselves 1 frag, but 3 answered back up from MYM, and there's the finishing job. And Alternate dropped down, and it is 2 rounds to 0 here for MYM. CTs with just that 1 frag. In fact, in the opening 2 rounds, cannot do much on this one, and I guess same again from Alternate.
Yeah, save again for Alternate. They're playing an orthodox style, as I mentioned before, with 2 AWPs, Aprox and Moon playing 1 AWP each at the site. So it's going to be a save, and they're going to buy the next round.
How much opportunity do you have in between matches to look at your next opponent and say, so for example, had you beaten MYM, would you know exactly what to be expecting from Alternate in this game?
Well, they played each other on Inferno once before this tournament, so I think both teams have a really good view of the other team, and they know the other team really good on this map, having played. So I think they've both adjusted, and now we get to see which team adjusted the better.
Here we go. MYM set to make their way in toward that uncovered site. 3 players are there for the Polish side who make their way through. Roman delivers with himself with a frag. Then he gets himself a second. Great work from Roman. He has been finally taken down, followed by Moon. Another attacks man is down, but Alternate have got 2, and they've slowed MYM down. Pan now allowed to race on in. Bomb has been planted. The remaining Alternate players now make their way through. Pan gets himself a frag. Roman R's down. Pan's all on his own, and Taz, the beast, takes that frag, but 3 frags for Alternate. A good round from them.
Yeah, really good round, really good save round. That is going to potentially hurt MYM's economy later in the match.
MYM find themselves now in a crucial round. This first gun round, how big of an impact can it have on the rest of the game?
Well, for Alternate, it's really important to win this round, because if they don't, they will be saving again next round. I think MYM is able to buy 1 more round, so it's not as important for them, but for Alternate, it's a really important round.
They open up the fragging. Lord B goes down. They pinged across, and right as you called, it's the double AWP defense. Moon fires the first frag. It's Luke that goes down. 1 more player coming his way, and Moon will then miss his second shot up to the balcony. Roman finds the frag onto Neo, but Taz maintains a thorn in their side, gets himself 2 frags going in toward that site. And we are in a 1-on-1 situation after Taz's hat-trick frag onto a Prox. Great work from him, but Roman shuts him down. And the Alternate fans find their voices, and they're on the board. From MYM's perspective, players like Taz coming up are just delivering rounds like that. That's what they need to get back on form and back on song.
Yeah, I think MYM needs to play a bit slower though, because Aprox with his AWP has control of the whole banana, so they can have 4 players in the nether site, which is B1. So if they play smart now, they will smoke Aprox and make sure he has the pressure on him. So they have to be 2 and B2, because if they continue to play this way, they're gonna have a problem.
Oh, here come the MYM side, in fact, rushing up through the middle of the map as they find some shots under the spawn arch. Neo's been downed by Roman. Luke has made steady progress going on through, as he will dart his way now back around. He's convinced that someone knows he's there, and they certainly do. It's Roman who finds the frag. Roman R has been downed on the other side of that by Kuben's AK headshot. Now the Roman looks to get in. Pan at the double, finds himself 2, and Roman finishes it off. And Alternate have themselves 2 rounds in a row. Good work from them. And that will force a save from MYM. Now on this, what do you expect to see from them?
Well, MYM is going to save now for sure. They're playing into the hands of Alternate basically, because Alternate is playing 1 person in B2 and MYM is going B1, which is a perfect scenario for them. They have to think about pushing more into bananas, as I said, if they want to have a chance in this game, because right now they're just going into alternate setups.
Now let me ask you a pretty wide-ranging question here, whilst we're on this save round. With MTW looking so good at the top, is that a case of other teams not playing very well right now, allowing Alternate, for example, to climb up the ranks? Or are MTW just making everyone look bad when actually they're all pretty much on song?
I think MTW is making everybody look bad because they play together for so long. They have a great group of guys who happens to be great players as well. So they have the perfect mix socially and talent-wise for the game. So that's why they're that much better right now.
How important is that social aspect in the team? You guys, for example, are famed for being the best of friends, and in that MTW side, they've got the plastic swords, they've got the axes, and they've always got a smile on their face.
Yeah, I think they're really good friends, really friendly guys, and that is obviously a huge factor when playing a game so intense that you're really good friends. So that's really working in their favor for sure.
Here we go, we're into an MYM gun round. 3-3 the scoreline. Alternate pegged the poles back. We go 3 rounds each. Aprox opens up with an HE onto Taz. Now we ping around as Lord B was in the middle there. He's going to be joined by Kuben. A pair of them will look to cause some mischief, but Luke isn't giving anything away, and at the moment MYM are away. They've lost that first man though, so they have to be pensive. They have to make sure they take this next frag. If you look at Luke, he's crashed rather than intentionally there.
That is really unlucky for MYM.
Neo will make his way up. It finds MYM, in fact, in a 2-man deficit right now as a result of that. They regroup, the 3 that are left able-bodied, to make their way slowly but surely up the banana walkway. They now look to make their way in. Watching on as the bomb edges its way through. Nades in, good work, now will follow on through, but Roman erupts with 2 frags, and Aprox finishes off the job. Neo down, Alternate up by 4 rounds to 3. We have ourselves a pause, and DSM, we've had 7 rounds down, and Alternate are making the running of it right now.
Yeah, they're playing really good. Unfortunate for MYM that Luke crashed. That really made it quite impossible for them to win the round, so unlucky, but Alternate is playing really good right now.
How much do MYM need to find their voices almost? They do seem like a team that only sing when they're winning.
Yeah, I mean, they have to get around soon because otherwise they can just start losing rounds they shouldn't be losing. That's a thing MYM seems to be doing sometimes. So a quick round after stoppage is key for staying in the game, I think.
how much does this time, clearly there's some reboot and there'll be 2 or 3 minutes here, how much does this time actually help MYM? Just quick team huddle, quick, get everyone back on the same page and fire everyone up again.
Yeah, they should really discuss what's going wrong, because now they're playing the same as yesterday and they didn't get as many T rounds as they should have. So if they just figure out how they play and start to push B2 a bit more and more coordinated, I think they will do a lot better because Aprox is usually alone there.
Now the alternate side, they lost that pistol round, but since that point have not looked back. 4 straight rounds in a row. Individually, Roman is particularly looking good. He's up there with 10. In fact, he's got double what the rest of his team are close to Halfring. How big is this bringing back Roman issue for alternate? Because it seems to me that it was probably a blessing in disguise, and maybe they shouldn't have ever let him go in the first place.
Yeah, Roman is known to be one of the best players in Germany and in Europe, so having him back in the team is obviously boosting attacks a lot, or alternate as they call themselves now. And I mean, Roman is a star player. He can turn a game by himself into his team's favor, so obviously huge. Been putting up great numbers so far for alternate this tournament.
The alternate side have done well. 2 16-14 wins up here on the stage. One of them was against yourselves. Talk us through that. What went wrong that allowed alternate to come back from 10-5 down?
Well, we're a new team and we did some stupid mistakes. Lost some key rounds. They pretty much won every round that they shouldn't have won, because some rounds they won and it screwed our economy like really badly. So I don't know. It's a hard match to think about because we did some minor mistakes and that ended up costing us the game.
And how about yourself? I mean, Archie left through motivation issues. Yourself, though, you still keep firing, still happy to be playing Counter-Strike professionally?
Yeah, really happy to be playing Counter-Strike professionally. It's a great environment right now. I mean, a lot of tournaments, like Intel and ESL here, really good tournament. Big crowd here coming out to watch the games, and it's really exciting.
What is the average, I guess, week of DSN? I mean, if there's no tournament, what do you do during your time?
Well, not much actually, because I'm a slacker. But I mean, I try to play Counter-Strike as much as I can, and especially before this tournament, we had 1 week to prepare, so we played really intense, like 8-10 hours a day with the team. But still, there are some things you discover that isn't working when you play matches. So some new things for us that we have to work on before the next global tournament, which is tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow, yeah. Not much time to make any changes. Right, we are ready from MYM's perspective. We're about to get our fifth man back in on it. And MYM are going to look to stop the rod. It's 4-3, still changes, very, very possible here for MYM. And alternate know they're not out of the woods yet. And here we go, live with alternate back in on the action and switching over to that MYM side. They are going to buy. Well, as is any gun round, but this is a must-win for MYM.
Yeah, I think they need to do something now to get back into this game because they're losing right now.
Here we go. Pushed out. Neo gets himself the first frag onto Moon. That's the start there. Wanted before Roman comes back on him. Roman that is who kicks the frag. Quickly, he retreats into position. MYM have thrown a fake and look to change things up for themselves as they make their way across. And
good rotation here from MYM. Aprox is pretty out of position. So if they go in now, he will have a hard time getting any frags. So good rotation by MYM.
Aprox has seen them. Opens up as they come in towards that side. Aprox decides that he's got one from behind, and Jesus it is who takes the frag. Aprox downs him as they make their way through. That is, of course, Taz, who's back as Jesus, as now the bomb goes down from MYM. And alternate find themselves in a tricky situation as they look to recover that site. It is Roman who will be the first man to poke his head near that site. Very difficult recovery for Alternate here, but they're going to go for it anyway. Entering the bomb site now, pushing through. Alternate can begin to make their assault. Taz finds himself the first frag. There's Roman with 2. Pan down. Roman has to go this one alone. The bomb ticks away. He's looking for Lord B, and Taz comes from behind and finishes off the job. MYM get out of there with 2 men left standing, and very much from their perspective, getting back on.
Yeah, I think it was a kind of bad decision to try to go for that round, because they were 3 and 4 and the bomb was planted in his sight. That's notoriously hard to retake, so the best option for Alternate would have been to save their guns, but now they didn't. They still have money, so...
Here we go, Roman are looking to push out here as Alternate have made a very, very quick assault. Taken up some ground. Roman are in a really valuable scouting position here. They've pushed down on the side as well, and well, that tells Alternate exactly where the MYM side are going to make their move, and it's with Kuban as he begins to push on through. MYM now, nade on out. Taz gets himself the first frag. There's Kuban with the second. Alternate now falling like flies until Roman comes around the corner delivering 2. Roman all picks off 2. Aprox comes in with the third. Alternate recover here in the site before Lord comes back. Roman down. Aprox with the AWP though silences Lord. The bomb down. It is Taz who must do it all. The nade comes in. That's the end of Taz, and that's Alternate back to winning ways. 4-4, well, sorry, 5-4 in favor of the Alternate side. A good recovery from them.
Yeah, it was kind of unlucky. They went aggressive down the middle, and MYM managed to sneak past them and got themselves in a favorable position, but Roman are coming up huge with 2 frags, saved a round for Atex, or Alternate.
MYM find themselves thinking they may have turned the corner, picking up that 4th round for them, and finding themselves now back to square one, needing to get themselves some more momentum. You said before, MYM are a momentum team, and I thoroughly agree with that. They seem like a team where 1 round can instantly become 3 or 4.
Yeah, now they have a problem though, because they have two Witness Deagles, being Kuban and Jesus. And Lord also has a Deagle, so they have 3 Deagles. So not a good position for them, because it's 3 persons without a proper gun. But I mean, if they win this round, yeah, congrats on your gamble. But if they lose, they will have a full eco.
Difficult situation for them, but sometimes when you roll the dice, you get a 6. Other times you get snake eyes. Here we go. MYM look to make their way across. It is Jesus who will lead the assault. Aprox finds one before being hounded down by Jesus as he now makes his way in. The bomb is collected, and MYM will look to desperately get in towards that site. The AWP is collected. Wondering when he was going to do that. Bomb planted. One's just made his way in from the left. They find him. Roman gets the frag by Jesus before Lord B comes in and downs him. The bomb continues to tick away. Lord B gets his second with a headshot by Roman R. Doubles up with 2 of his own. It's all on Kuban now to save the day for MYM. As the nade comes through, Kuban has to play this one and try and delay, but he can't. And Alternate pick themselves up their 6th round. A great recovery of that bomb site.
Yeah, really good. Roman played really smart, falling back, waiting for his team to come in and help him. Well, really great team play from Alternate, showing that they've worked a lot on their team play.
Now the MYM side find themselves needing to, what? Looks like it's going to be a Deagle round from them. It's not what the doctor ordered in the slightest. They now find themselves, after 10 rounds, looking likely of losing the 11th, with just 4 to put up a score at half-time. What would you say is an acceptable half-time situation where they could viably come back?
Come again, please.
What score would you look to get at half-time if you're in the MYM position?
Well, I would look to get at least 7 rounds, I think. They're pretty good at CT, so I mean, it's not that bad if they get 5 or 6, but to be really confident, I would like to get 7, 8 rounds at least. But now they bought the Eagles, which is kind of bad because it's hurting their economy to buy the Eagles, and I don't think Adex is gonna lose to the Eagles because they have a good peak in the bananas, as I said, with the AWP, and they can be 4 in the big site, A site, so not a good position for MYM coming in here.
Here we go, Pan and Roman open up the frags. They get 3, alternate make that 4, and they wash out the MYM attack very quickly, very positive. That Deagle round didn't pay off for MYM, and now they find themselves here in another must-win situation to try and prop up that scoreboard going into halftime.
Yeah, really important round here again for MYM. They have guns, they have full equipment, so it's going to be an exciting round, I think.
Here we go. The 12th round of the first half. MYM nade forward, make their way across as HLTV decides to remind us of its flaws. Pan opens up the frag for alternate onto Neo, who is usually the talisman of that MYM side. Quiet today as he was yesterday. MYM now need to regroup with the 4 that they've got left up. They boost up with Taz. Pan's got himself another frag. Kuban goes down on the other side. Alternate can quickly extend out that defense and hound down the remaining MYM players. Pan is one of them for that alternate side who's gone looking. Hasn't found anyone yet. Lord B retracts. MYM must land this next frag. They sit waiting. It is MYM who have the luxury of being able to wait for alternate. Sorry, alternate have the luxury of being able to sit and wait for MYM. And they continue to wait. They find themselves another frag. It's Lord B that goes down this time. And one by one, they back off the poles. As this MYM attack, it's never got going.
Really good round from alternate, playing really offensive as the defending team. With MYM being the momentum team they are, it must really hurt them to get rushed down when they're the attackers.
From MYM's position right now, they have lost 8 of the last 9 rounds. They have really struggled on what was a positive start, an excellent pistol round strat. Now they run their way up the banana walkway. 4 players, 5 players going on in for them. Nading in as they charge on in towards this uncovered site. Roman will open up the fragging with 1, with 2. Make that, Prox comes in with the 3rd and the 4th. This will be 5 as they finish off the job. Moon comes in, alternate win. And it is now 9-4.
Yeah.
MYM, well, to state the obvious, need this round to give themselves a glimmer of hope. But remember, of course, if you're new to Counter-Strike, it's a game of 2 halves. To borrow from that footballing pun, what may be an uphill struggle right now could be a downhill race in the second half. So for alternate, they know that. They've come back from 10-5 in this position just yesterday on the reverse, of course. So still much to play for here.
Yeah, I think yesterday they played the same map and the first half score was similar to this. I think alternate got 10 rounds or something, and MYM still managed to win the game of CT, so it's still an open game for sure. But it's looking better for attacks, obviously.
Indeed. As the MYM side line this next attack up. Wait, Jesus is ready to make his assault. That is coming up from the banana side there. He's got 2 players at least for backup, some diversions perhaps on the other side. Nades come on in, and here go MYM now coming in towards the site. Jesus pushes through, finds himself the rotating players. There are 2 there, and Jesus won't be able to offer any resistance against Moon. Taz has got the back. Neo comes in. MYM decide this is maybe not the attack they wanted as they make their way slowly but surely across the other side. Pan down by a double frag from Kuban that delivers onto Romanar as well. Moon now finds himself coming back to defend. The clock ticks away, but the bomb's finally down. MYM have done this one well, splitting open the alternate defense. And on the operating table, alternate look to make a revival with 1 frag from a Prox, but Moon goes down. It leaves Roman and a Prox left to do the damage here and try and reclaim this site. Few shots picked off here by Roman. They're running out of time if they want to do this going into the final round of the half. Roman pushes through, picked off by Taz. Here is a Prox, has to go big, and doesn't. And MYM get themselves around. That'll be their 5th.
Yeah. Really good fake from MYM, but I guess they got kind of lucky because if they would have just rushed B2, Apox was there alone, so kind of lucky that they won the round because, as you could see, alternate was pretty prepared for the fake anyway, having seen only one guy in B2.
Here we go, last round of the half. Nades come flurrying up the banana walkways and Prox retreats and cowers away from the incoming fire. There's certainly some more coming his way, but no bodies yet. But bodies hitting the floor on the other side as Roman gets himself one before Lord B and Jesus pick up a frag apiece for MYM. Kuban darts back. Jesus, of course, just joining us is Luke. Nades come across. MYM look now to make a commitment. They are a man to the good, although they will look to make their entry now towards this uncovered site. Man underneath the balcony there. It's Moon who finds himself an AWP frag on the one before. Comes in with an HE is onto Jesus. Kuban's got himself one. Pan goes down. Moon recovering from the other side. Looks to rattle a shot off through the wall. It was Kuban who must have taken some damage down to 20 points of health. He and Lord B now must hang on here as the bomb ticks away. Prox looking to offer some cover. He and Moon go for this one. Prox is down, and now it's all on Moon. Full health, but running out of time. MYM surrounding him now as he goes for this one, and they pick up the frag. And MYM make a game of it at the end of it. It's 9-6 going into halftime. DSN, your thoughts on that half?
Open half, anything can still happen. 6 rounds is okay for MYM. If they win the pistol round now, it will look good for them, having a strong CD side. But they did good in the second part of the half, putting pressure on Prox in B2, having him to fall back into an uncomfortable situation with his AWP. So they learned in the end of the game what I want them to do, or wanted them to do.
Alternate there on your screens, and there's MYM now as well. Look like they're deep in thought as they look to resolve the issues of their teams. Luke looks particularly like he's just run a bit of a marathon there, but we're going to find out how long that marathon was as Joe's going to get himself an interview with the MYM manager that is Twice.
Thanks a lot, Tosspot. So I'm joined here with Twice from Meet Your Makers. Twice, your team are down at half-time. What went wrong really in that half? I mean, 9-6, it's not so bad.
No, it's not that bad at all. I think we had some really close rounds. We had one really unlucky round where we had a full buy where Luke's computer crashed before we left spawn. So I think that cost us 1 or 2 rounds. But I don't see it that bad. I'm optimistic still.
And now going into the CT side, obviously the stronger side, do you think that you can come out on top of this one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it has a lot to say in what the gun round, how the gun round is going to go. But I think I'm optimistic. I think we can take it still.
Were you expecting a bigger or a kind of a tighter scoreline coming into half-time, or is this about what you were thinking was right?
No, I would have guessed 8-7, so I would have been pretty close, but it's okay.
Okay, well, good luck for the second half. We'll hand it back to you, Tosspot and DSN.
Thank you very much, Joe. And, you know, it's easy to think that from the first pistol round, MYM pick it up. They get 3. Then the following 10 rounds, they get just 1 of them. And it looks like alternate are all over this. But the fact that they picked up those last 2 rounds of the half to pull it back to 9-6 means actually that big period where they only got that 1 round is somewhat nullified, and they've really got themselves a chance.
Yeah, for sure. MYM is... yesterday they had 5 rounds, same map, same team they were playing, so they won that match 16-14. Now they got 1 more round, so still very open game. A lot of it's going to come down to the pistol round, because pistol round means some extra free rounds when your opponent has to save.
MYM, of course, won that pistol round in the first half and did so very, very well. It was very impressive. Can they repeat it? We're about to find out. DSM with 15 rounds down. Where's your money for the second half?
Hard to say. I think I'm going to go for attacks or alternate. They're called alternate attacks, but now they're just sneaking alternate. But anyway, they're probably gonna win if they win the pistol round. So if they win the pistol round, I will say attacks or alternate. Otherwise, it's an open story, I think. Interesting pistol round from MYM. Going down the middle, boosting, playing really, really offensive. They're famous for doing these kinds of gun runs on Inferno. But unfortunately for them, alternate is pretty defensive as well. So no gain from that offensive push.
MYM look to recover here as they send 3 players back under the netting. Bomb planted and MYM have to recover the site. Nades come flurrying from both sides as they take a bit of damage now going over the walkway. In come MYM. Neo powers down Pan. Jesus gets the second frag for MYM. Roman comes back with 1 and another. Roman R and Roman sharing the frags. So Prox gets the third. 2-on-2. Taz gets himself 1 and a Prox goes down. MYM win the pistol round. And well, what an impact that has on the game.
Really, really good overtake from MYM playing together. All 5 persons or players coming from the same direction. Really putting the pressure on alternate.
Now MYM can purchase some FAMASes to shore up the defenses. Alternate have actually bought a few Deagles and 1 AK to make something of this round. Bit of a gamble.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble, but Alternate has done this in practice versus us a lot, and I think they're confident with the buy they're doing right now. So it's a gamble, but it's a good one.
They're able to do with it. It's a Prox that has it. Will boost himself up. Now inside the office, makes his way down left, looking for any of the MYM players as slowly edges his way into position. Kuban is on the other side with a FAMAS. Now it is a Prox who will poke his head out, continues to wait on any form of comms coming from his teammate as they also get themselves into position. Roman R is to his left and ready to nade to give a Prox the opportunity to move through. Here we go, nade 1, nade 2. Here come the alternate attack now as they push forward. Nade's going into that sandpit. A Prox now will nestle his way through. The bomb is going to be pushed in and a Prox has got a covering job to do. No, Roman R's retreated back. Quickly, alternate. One in the sight. Prox is the man who's got to stay alive at all costs if this is to pay off. Lord B's HE delivers onto Moon. Then Taz comes up with a FAMAS power. A Prox shows what he's all about with 1. Pan gets himself a second. It's 3-on-3. Alternate get themselves 1 more. A Prox finds himself his second frag of the round. Now, slowly picking off the MYM players man by man. They have themselves a slender advantage that's ripped away by the double FAMAS frag of Jesus as he clears through. It leaves just Roman, and Jesus stops him in his tracks. Well, if you're going to name yourself after a religious icon, you better get yourself 3 frags in a round.
Yeah, for sure. Really good round from Alternate. A bit unlucky. They had 2 smokes in front of the site, and it was a bit of a hide and seek game with gunfire coming from both sides, but in the end, MYM's guns proved stronger than Alternate's Deagles and 1 AK.
Gone again with Deagles and AK. I haven't seen how many AKs, but certainly 1. 3 Deagles, 1 Glock as they make their way forward here to the alternate side. Roman opens up the fragging. It's Kuban that will go down. MYM push through. Get themselves another weapon as a result. A Prox now launches his way around the corner and Taz claims himself 2. FAMAS frag comes in from Lord as Roman's got 2 frags with that AK but lost a lot of friends. Now we'll go head to head with Neo. There's the hat-trick frag from the man with the gun. Alternate now look to make something happen for themselves as they bid to make sure MYM can't convert. Changing weapon as Roman darts down into the pit. Moon only has limited health and can be nothing less than a scout because here comes Luke. Shot comes back. Both players low on HP. Roman will lie in wait. Moon's looking to flank it. It is Luke that's all on his own, in fact. And down by Roman! Alternate pick up the round. They stop MYM from getting 3 after a pistol round, and that's a very, very big round from them. It pulls the score back in their favor. We got a little pause there, and we are up from 9-6 at half time to 10-8 here in the second.
Another gamble from Alternate. This one a bit more unexpected, catching MYM off guard. And, well, what can you say? It was a good gamble, obviously, because they won. Unlucky for Luke, or Jesus, as he calls himself in this game right now. that he didn't hit Roma through the box he was hiding behind, because he did shoot through that box, but it was an inch away from hitting him.
Forces MYM into the save. You see 3 of them here enjoying the comforts of the carpeted walkway.
This is really bad for MYM momentum-wise, because having won a close round where your opponents bought the round before and then losing, I mean, it screws their economy so much, and it obviously like will put a dent in their confidence.
MYM find themselves opening up the fragging. It's Pan that goes down. Those 3 MYM players up in the balcony. HG comes in, and there will be a prox with the famous frag walking around the corner. Roman finishes off the round. An alternate clear out that MYM eco. The score is now 11-8. MYM need to make sure that their hard work done, winning eventually 4 consecutive rounds at the end of the first and beginning of the second half, is not undone here by a resurgent alternate. It's an MYM buy round though.
Yeah, MYM buy round, really important round now for the economy of MYM. If they lose this round, they will have to save again, and alternate will have 4 rounds, which is a super unfavorable position for them to be in. So really important round. If they lose this, they will have a hard time winning the game, I think.
Go, a few shots rattled off at the beginning. Not much there was, they just pushed around the corner. Explain the mentality for any other people who are watching this, maybe WoW players, for example. What's with all the pre-shooting?
Well, the pre-shooting is about hitting through walls and damaging your opponents, because in Counter-Strike you can hit through walls, so that's why all the players are shooting through walls to hit their opponents before they attack, basically. A little nice extra damage you can do through the walls, and at the same time hear sounds so you know where your opponents are.
Is victim perhaps of that. We didn't see how he lost 78 points of his health, but going into this attack he is. Oh, Nidder's Lord will open up the fraggy. Pan down. MYM now look to maximize this advantage that they've already got, nading up and trying to slow down any alternate assault. Roman with a lovely frag there onto Taz, but Lord will shut him down. Kuban quickly comes across as they look to pincer this alternate attack down. Nades come through and Jesus loses a heck of a lot of damage. Neo and Roman will exchange frags, and Roman gets himself another. The man is possessed right now and doesn't seem capable of missing a shot. It is a 2-on-2 with the bomb planted. Moon and Roman versus Lord and Kuban. Moon is, of course, down to that 22 points of health that we saw earlier. Kuban begins to make entrance. Makes his way across now, spies the bomb, but has Roman in his sights. Moon continues to watch their 6. Lord B is trying to bait them out with a plant. Now Kuban goes through. Here comes Roman. Lord B gets himself the frag onto Moon. That should allow him to go and get the defuse. Roman gets himself the frag. It's Kuban, and Roman gets another 2! Unbelievable stuff from Roman. The man just does not seem to miss. He sits on the scoreboard proudly with just 5 rounds down with 13 points on the board. Excellent work from Roman.
Yeah, so far Roman is the difference in this game for sure. He's been playing really great, and he's leading his team towards a win right now.
12-8 the scoreline. 4 more needed for alternate to claim victory. MYM must wonder what they've got to do, because at times they've taken the initiative, they've taken the lead, and just not been able to follow it through.
Kind of a lucky last round for MYM. They got the first frag. They had 2 people or 2 players where alternate attacked, but I guess they just missed their shots, because knowing MYM, they will usually take more than 2 players, or switch 2 players versus 2 in that kind of position.
Roman now will make his way. He's spied one and fragged him. Kuban goes down. Roman is, well, I think he can smell the MYM players at the moment, just seems to be on them in a flash. And alternate find themselves 2 men to the good. This is an MYM save, and they've saved money but not face in this one. And it will become 13-8, and the clock is ticking for MYM.
Yeah, the clock is ticking for sure. Last round will be essential if they want to walk away with a victory.
in this position, what would you do to change it?
Well, I don't know. It's I would say like to say for MYM to go aggressive and try to play offensive, but it's like it's kind of a bad time now, having lost a lot of rounds to gamble in that kind of way. So I don't know. I mean, I think they're kind of unlucky. They're setting up good. They're getting the first frags, but in the end, it's tight situations that ends up costing them the rounds. So I don't think they have to change a lot. Oh, nice frag from Romanar from Cuban down from the choke. So now they're 5-on-4.
Have themselves the lead. They make their way across. It's Moon who will continue to push. Jesus does have that AWP just poked down the hallway.
Yeah, still a pretty good situation for MYM. Not horrible because Jesus has the banana peak with the AWP, so they can safely be 3 persons or 3 players in the B1 site. And it looks like Alex is going towards the B1 site. So, but now Neo is falling back, which is kind of a mistake, I guess. Or no, is going back again. So they will have 3 players at the site. Alternate chooses to attack.
Neo finds himself caught in 2 minds, not sure where he wants to go, and he'll now, in fact, make the right decision because the alternate side are coming his way. Alternate now rush their way up the banana side. In comes the smoke, and there goes Neo! Insta headshot, dropping Moon. Changes the complexity of this assault for the alternate side.
Yeah, it's still a really good play because it was meant as a fake. They were faking away the AWP, so they had to be 2 there. Now they're in a really favorable position, coming into B1 with no players here to watch since Lord B got killed.
Ultimate now set themselves up for this attack. The bomb has been planted. They have themselves 4 men left standing versus the 3 of MYM.
And they've decided to save, which is probably a good decision. They have little chance of retaking the site with the bomb ticking, so, and 4 players of alternate left standing, so a good decision for MYM, but they really need the next round to stay in this game.
Score is 14 rounds to 8. Alternate need 2 rounds to take victory and get themselves a match against MTW, a rematch against MTW. Neo gets himself one with a buttock frag onto a prox there. And this is a must win round.
Yeah, really beautiful play from alternate last round with Moon and Roman jumping into the banana without the intention of ending up there with the bomb, because it really opened up the defense of MYM with only Lord left in the B1 site. So even though Moon died, it was a perfect play because it really fooled MYM.
And if MYM were to lose this, they could possibly be forced into an eco on the next round as well. So it puts even more added pressure on them. Jesus lines up that AWP down the banana site. Well, nade across. Where are the Germans? They are still uncommitted on this round as they lie in wait. Four of them stand in the middle. They begin to walk their way up through the middle. Nade comes pinged across over the top as they look to see if they can find anything over at the banana site.
Really good play again from alternate, throwing flashbangs over the banana site, forcing Neo to stay in the site. At the same time, they're walking up the middle, so it's 5-on-3 if they choose to go B1 now. So really good job splitting up the defense done by alternate.
Nade gets pinged in there as alternate continue to wait. The 4 of them still lie there, and you can see what's happening on the screen. They have thrown the dummy, and MYM may well have taken it. They're shooting at each other almost, MYM there. As now, in come the alternate side, racing on in towards that uncovered site. Roman will ping on through. There's 1 man left in there. They stack up and get themselves into position. Romanar opens up the fragging. Neo goes down. Alternate in control of this one. They win this. They effectively win the match. Our Prox goes and lines up on the banana walkway. They are covering all angles to goal. Romanar drops Kuban. Now 8. 1 shot goes off. Lord B drops Romanar. It's not looking good for MYM. Lord's got himself that 1 frag. The bomb continues to tick away, and MYM will save again. And they will hang on by the smallest of threads.
Yeah, good decision again from MYM saving. it would have been a hopeless situation trying to force a defuse in that round. So good decision saving, but now Attack's alternate has the game tied up, so it's an uphill battle for MYM from here.
MYM must win all of the next 7 rounds, or it's 3rd place and $6,000 for them. Pressure mounts on those Polish shoulders. Prox with the AWP lined up through the middle. MYM unlikely to take any chances on this round. They haven't. Of all the times, maybe this when the pressure is on the most and perhaps alternate least expected, it's time for one of those unexpected MYM aggressive rounds, or would that just be too ballsy?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just playing defensive now because nobody wants to be the guy that falls early and have to look at his teammates. So they're playing a bit aggressive in middle now, which is a good thing, getting information, and Jesus is once again in the bananas with the AWP, having a good peek, and it looks like they're committing on, or no, Neo is in scene spawn, but he's pretty close to B1, so they're half committing four players to B1.
Now, anyway, along the top of the wallway, Pan gets himself the frag onto Kuban. Good stop for alternate. They're 4 frags away from glory here. Nane across and now begin to make their entry. Pan will be the man to lead that assault. Moon's got him one onto Neo. This could be it for alternate. Dropping down this one behind Pan, and he finds him with a headshot. Alternate 2 frags away from glory. Jesus will quickly rotate across. It's Taz in the thick of things. Downs 1, picked off by Pan. Alternate can smell victory now as they push through. It's all on Jesus, and Jesus with the double AWP frag picks himself off Pan and a Prox. It's not over till the fat lady's singing, and she's holding her breath as Jesus goes on through. Fine, changes up weapon. Here's the bomb tick, and Moon finishes off the game. Alternate have beaten MYM by some 16 rounds to 8. Their brilliant first half middle stage and then unrelenting assault on T side on here on Inferno culminated in a great victory for them.
Yeah, really solid play by Alternate, taking MYM to school, basically doing their well-executed tactics throughout the game, getting MYM to rotate the way they wanted, obviously. So a huge team victory for them, and obviously Roman was a beast throughout the game as well, which obviously helps MYM, or Alternate.
Now, DSN for you, this alternate side come from, well, I wouldn't say come from nowhere, but come from the lower ranks of this tournament to absolutely surprise everyone. Is it the individual play of players like Roman that is really changing it for them and really bringing them back to a level which no one expected that they could make?
Yeah, it's Roman coupled with the fact that the Moon is a really great tactician. As shown in this game, they controlled the pace of MYM's rotations throughout the game, and that really helped them, like forcing Jesus to back into the B site when he had AWP and such, which left them in very favorable positions when they chose to commit to a site.
Well, Alternate have been bullied in this one. People thought, yeah, we don't expect you to do much. You're not going to do much in this one. And they've said to everyone, you know what, we can do whatever we want. And I'm going to pass you over to Joe with probably the happiest man in this room right now.
Well, is he the happiest man in this room right now?
Sorry, what?
Are you the happiest man in this room right now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah? How did that feel to beat MYM? You're going through to the final.
Oh, well, we had a rematch open with them, and of course, I said our goal was going to the finals, and we are in the finals now, and the game went so good for us, and kind of all of the match they had no chance at all, though some rounds were very close, and well, I'm just happy being in the finals now. There's nothing greater than that.
What points in that game did you think, you know, we've got this?
At the when we won that second bye round at ST, was the 3rd round overall, where they had no money at all. They had to eco, and after that point, they couldn't really come into the game because they hadn't got enough money. They had to play farmers and that stuff, and we just used that correctly.
So next up is going to be MTW, a team that didn't look like losing at all this tournament. How are you going to beat them?
Well, I think we have reached our goal now, and so we have nothing to lose. That might be some more free play by us. So, well, we can just play freely and maybe do some crazy stuff we haven't done before, even if it's maybe unlogically what would be our best chance by now, beating them. On the other hand, we of course know how they played in the last match, and we had the problem that we didn't meet this kind of play style so far. So we'll be prepared this time, and I hope that we can at least beat them at one map. And if we beat them at one map, there's everything open, and it's kind of an even game.
And finally, obviously you're on home soil here at CB in Germany. How much of a role do the fans play in your game?
They kind of play the biggest part ever, because they are cheering for us, and every time they cheer for us, we hear it. Although these are headsets that are kind of closed for us, you still hear it, and it's just great. You just get like, wow, awesome. Everyone gets a smile on his face, and you play like 20, 30, 40% better like that.
So a big thank you to the fans then.
Thank you very much.
So, Alternate go through into the final. They will be going up against MTW in not so long a time, but first of all, here's Daniel.